Hello everyone, this is Sean, and this is the Mark III DeLorean build, model number 19. I started building it in 2020, and of course I started by spraying the sprue trees different colors and the body chassis itself, with the primer of course first. And then I sprayed the various parts, I sprayed most of the black and the chassis, and in the next picture you'll see how I sprayed the steering wheel. You can see that here. I had to think of something unique to hold it. Then I detail painted the dashboard because it didn't come with any decals. I tried to match the movie as close as I could. And then I did detail painting around the rim of the car. The black on the bottom bumper, the light gray along the top, the black pinstripes along the side of the door and its under half. Did the same thing on the front grille. The black for the grille, the silver for the lettering. Here's the steering wheel attached on the and the clock on the dashboard. And then of course, because it's the Mark III DeLorean, I had to give it some accessories. So the hoverboard, the red cowboy boots, the clock tower photo, and the cowboy hat that 1955 Doc gave Marty. You can see some of them on the passenger seat from various angles here. I wanted to make sure that I took good pictures of the interior bucket before I put the doors on. And you saw me put the doors on in part 1 and 2. Those were just brief 90-second excerpts that I filmed in early 2020 and posted. I think it was in 2021 I posted those. So that means you'll have seen a couple of these photos already. But you can see how it looks with the interior bucket assembled, the doors. You saw what behind the passenger seat. And then you can see the back tray. I had to detail paint that carefully using my finest brush. And then of course you mount everything onto the chassis itself, which I did not paint. I did not paint this attaching side. I only painted the bottom. And I had to cut, you see all those little white marks on there? I had to cut the tabs, the sprue remnants off of there so it would be flat. So when you assemble the body to the car, everything should fit properly. And of course you can see the main body of the car here, so I did some final touches, painting the wires, the wipers. I put the glass in carefully, and it looks like I managed not to get glue smudges on it that time, so that's good news there. And of course I take the pictures from all sides, because at the time I wasn't filming videos for YouTube, so I had to take pictures of everything. The bottom of the chassis with the details, the car body itself once it's assembled into the shell, and you can see the dashboard through the windows. And you can see where there are still slots to attach the back vents, the one that launched the gases when it comes back from the past. So that's the body there. That you can see it from the front. You can see into the dashboard. Not yet. There's the back wheels. Well, no, the back wheels, yeah, the back lights, sorry. And the side of the car. You can see the silver underneath the bottom half of the door there. That's the silver wiring. Had to make sure you don't paint any more black than you have to, but I had to paint the tires in their individual parts, like the red there and everything, and then assemble the tires and then put them on the car. Fortunately, they fit on the axles well enough, so that was a nice, pleasant surprise. You can see that from the left side here. And the back with the out-of-time license plate, because even if it was buried in a mine for 75 years, it still had the Back to the Future license plate. Here's looking in the passenger window. You can see the clock tower picture, the hoverboard. There's the time circuitry tray. I used screenshots from the movie to get the colors right. And I took a couple pictures from all angles, all sides. There's the front. There's the right side. So you can see in that angle how it looks a lighter brown color, kind of like a wooden tray. And then here's a pictures of the completed car with some final touch-ups on my model building table itself, and the installation of the back vents and the hoses and the details around the clamps of the time circuitry bands, you know, the black and silver, and the cylinders that are blue and green in the back tray there. Mr. Fusion, I wrote on that with ultrafine Sharpie so you could read everything. And I took some distant shots of the completed car on the mat, the cutting mat. You can see the headlights there and everything. There should be one more picture, which is the left side, and then I'll show you the pictures of the car on my Ducks Unlimited 75th anniversary wooden chest, because I thought it really suited the theme of the Old West, since that's where that car went back to. And it was pulled by horses in Back to the Future 3 while it was still on its 1950s tires. Then they realized they couldn't get it up to speed in time, so then they had to turn it to the train wheels, and you'll see that in part 4 if I haven't posted it already, model number 34. And then you get into some group pictures of the car, almost said ship, because I'm so used to building starships. And of course I had to put the 3 completed DeLoreans together. This was, I think, late May of 2020 when I'd completed the Mark III, so I took pictures from all sides, them sitting side by side. You can see the rear photo here. That's just in my living room. You can see how the Mark I has the lightning rod attached at the left of the picture, and now the bottom of this picture. Then I started taking pictures of the cars at different angles, not every car in the picture, and then I said, ooh, I'll offset them a bit. So that's what I did in the next couple pictures here. The cars are offset from each other at an angle. Makes a kind of more interesting display. I'll have to pick some of these photos, one of them for the thumbnail of the video. And there it is on the shelf in the next place I lived. You can see the 6 model cars I built at that time there. But by the time you got to November, I had built 8 of them. And before I gave the Magnum PI car to Mum for Christmas, I included it at the far left of this picture. And then I found some other shelves at Value Village, and I said, oh, well, there's 3 levels, 3 DeLoreans. And then I started making some finishing touches for the car, putting on some dust and everything, because I was starting to get it ready for the model building contest I went to a few months ago in 2022. And I found another shelf that I was able to use for model cars. You can see it from a distance here, and you can see a close-up view of the Mark III and the 3 DeLoreans there. There's a bit better view of the Mark III on the far right of that photo. Here it is with Herbie at the model train show in May of 22. And then I believe it was October, maybe August, we went to the model contest in Mirabel. And that's the end of there's the sheet for the DeLorean Mark III, and that's the end of the video. So I'll see you here next time. Bye-bye.